and I was supposed to be the victim of a mugging in this short film, and it was just horrible. It was absolutely awful. It was just him, so he was the camera guy, director. I guess he was trying to like do it all, but it was unprofessional. And if I would have known what I know now, I definitely would have left because it was just, it was a mugging thing. So there definitely should have been some like, I don't know, training or anything, because it was just like for a minute I was just being pushed into the wall for like 20 minutes. And
Welcome to episode number 6. I am Benjamin Vomastic, and today I am joined by Savanna Adams, who played Courtney and was also the assistant director for Hometown Summer. How are we doing, Savannah?
I'm great. I'm doing great.
Fantastic. So, jumping right in, what got you into film? Why are you passionate about film?
um Many reasons. I liked to be expressive. I guess I'm a naturally like introverted person, and I guess depending on which lifestyle you live, like my parents are really strict, so I didn't get to be super expressive when I was younger, and I
Mhm.
came to love movies and film. And I learned like during acting, you actually get to express all those feelings. You can play a crazy person, you can murder somebody with no consequences. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, and the perks of being a wallflower too, that actually inspired me like a lot. I think I related with that movie. It was like my freshman year going into high school, and I was just like, I don't know, I related with that a lot more than like even the people in my real life and what was going on, and I was like,
hmm
wow, I was kind of mesmerized by it. But yeah.
Is that the one with Zach however you pronounce his last name, the guy from The Hangover? Or is that
No,
something
that
else?
has Logan Lerman, Emma Watson. I'm trying to think of the guy. He played Flash in the DC movies too, but they were all
Oh,
really
the crazy
great.
guy? Or,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, yeah. I think yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I can't remember. There's another one that's kind of like in that universe. So I actually have not seen Perks of Being a Wallflower, but I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah. It's a book that they turned into a movie, and I think what's great about that, I read the book first, and the person who wrote the book was like a lot of help in the movie. Like his name is like one of the producers on it, and that's why I
Mhm.
think it's like so good. A lot of like book people, they're mad it's not exactly how the book is, and that was pretty close. It was pretty close. It was a really good one.
Yeah, no, I think that's really important because like I was thinking today, like I could not imagine like ever like directing or producing a project that I didn't write because like I can't imagine like doing it correctly. Like it seems
Right.
so strange to me the idea that like it's like the standard in Hollywood that like you have one, two, three writers or whatever, and then you have a director who was not involved at all in the writing room. And like a
Right.
lot of those end up being like really good films. Like I know, for example, like Aaron Sorkin. I know for the most part he writes the movies and then gets someone else to direct them, and like it works out. But like to me, that like seems like so strange.
No, I know. The ones where they have to like represent like real history and stuff too. Like imagine playing real people. Like it's I feel like really easy to make people mad and yeah, mess up their real, person. It's not even a character like
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Especially if they're
that's the
still alive. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of one and I can't right now, but yeah, I know there's
Like the Social Network with
Yep.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yep. Oh, I Tanya, that one too, because
Yes.
I was like, I wonder
Yeah,
how
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
feels about this.
Yeah, did you see that movie?
I did, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought it was great.
I
Yeah.
thought it was really good too. Yeah, that was one of the first movies I saw when I first started going to the movie theater.
Is it Allison Janney? She's in like a bunch of my favorite movies too. She played her mom in I
Uh-huh.
Tanya. She's just
And
like
then
she's
yeah.
the funniest. Not really in that movie, but she's great.
No, no, that movie kind of cuz I didn't actually know the story of that movie and that one kind of caught me off guard. That very
Mhm.
very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
no, that movie was
mothering.
intense. The mother
Hmm.
and the boyfriend or the husband, I can't remember what the relationship was, but it was a downer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um but yeah, so coming back to the question, so like you said that like so like film was kind of like if I'm understanding correctly, like it was kind of an escape, and it also gave you the like freedom to express yourself and your emotions, like
Yeah,
when you
totally.
previously weren't necessarily allowed to.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's I can definitely relate with that as well, and I think that that's it's so amazing, like the power that films and just creative storytelling, like how
No,
powerful they can be
definitely.
and the freedom they can give you. And
I
just like, yeah, just an
remember,
overall escape. Yeah.
yeah, watching Criminal Minds when I was younger, that was like one of my favorite shows ever. And I thought I wanted to be like a behavior analysis unit person because that's what they were doing all the time. And then like getting older and realizing like, please don't work like this. Crimes don't get solved in
Yeah.
under 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I want to be a cop. I think I want to act. I think I want to do what, Morgan and Spencer and what they're doing. Like, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. When you were first starting to say that, I thought you were about to say that you wanted to become a serial killer when you grew up.
You know what? That too, representing crazy people, getting away with murder, they're still good, but you can watch it and it feels good.
Yeah. I mean, like, as morbid as it is, like, I've always found serial killers to be a lot of fun and very interesting.
They're very interesting. I mean, yeah, all the documentaries and stuff. Yeah. Well, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, do you have a
Yeah,
favorite?
that's a whole thing. I'm sorry.
Do you have a favorite serial killer?
Mm, I think I like Bundy just because the charismatic white guy thing. I've heard a lot of theories that like he wasn't that charismatic or anything. He was just a white attractive man in the right time period, which that really makes sense too.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he
Bundy
was.
was
Was he the one
fun.
that was he the one that ate his victims?
That's Dahmer, Jeffrey
Dahmer
Dahmer.
was okay. He was the one that would kill them, then fuck them, then eat them.
Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, some pent up gay anger. I think that's what that
Yeah.
was.
Okay. So that's Bundy. Dahmer was the one that would like ask for like help with like groceries or something, right? And then would
Yeah,
like
with a
take
bunch of
yeah,
women, and he
yeah,
was attractive, and he'd rizz them up, and then take them home and murder them. You know what? Something about that's just really interesting.
yeah. No,
Apparently,
it's
everybody who knew him like thought he was a great guy. That what's that called? Yeah, real manipulative like personality and everything. Like Dahmer, everybody who met him, even in the documentary, was like, yeah, he's kind of strange, this that, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, that is it's trippy for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah. So on that note, what's been your experience with film so far?
um, I mean, overall, pretty good. Um, Working with you genuinely has been my favorite. It's the most
Thank
professional
you.
set I've been on, and the writing's been the best. Since you asked that, there is one kind of horror story I have to tell. There was this one audition, and I used to go on Facebook and look for auditions because I was like, I'm a low level, low experience actor. Let me just see what I can get. And I don't know, I just got his information. He's like, yeah, meet here, we'll do this. And there's a bunch of different actors from around town like that met up, about 4 people, and it was him. And so when we showed up, it was just him. There was no crew at all, and just him and a camera. And he's like, all right, we're going down to the parking garage. And I was supposed to be the victim of a mugging in this short film, and it was just horrible. It was absolutely awful. It was just him, so he was the camera guy, director. I guess he was trying to like do it all, but it was unprofessional. And if I would have known what I know now, I definitely would have left because it was just, it was a mugging thing. So there definitely should have been some like, I don't know, training or anything, because it was just like for a minute I was just being pushed into the wall for like 20 minutes, and he's like, can we make this look more real? Can we like, and I was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, he gave
Wait,
up, started using his phone, and I won't say
that's
names. I don't know.
no,
I
no.
haven't been in contact with
I
this
was gonna
person,
ask, but
but
that is so
basically it
wild.
went on YouTube. The short film went on YouTube for all of 2 months just for him to take it down. And like I remember it was probably like 6 or 7 hours of like filming that, and yeah, by the end of it I was like, wow, like I don't think that was really anything. Should have left. Like,
That's so
but
wild.
my
I did
takeaway,
not see that coming at all. I have some
yeah,
questions. Like,
you know what I
if
mean? But yeah, Facebook audition. So my takeaway from that was like backstage, actors access, definitely better places to go about looking for auditions, and also doing your own research. I think like asking certain things, like it was more of a here's a location, and I'm like, all right, bet I'll meet you there. So yeah, asking about it,
yeah,
asking about the cast, and like just yeah. I know that like independent films and sometimes it can be a little, I don't know, it's low budget. Like not everybody has somebody to be a PA or this and that, and I understand like wearing multiple hats, but Yeah, I absolutely do not think you can wear all of them. Like one crew, you got five
No.
actors, everybody's very confused. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah, my
no.
takeaway from that was just to like do better research, make sure you know who these people are. It's like a real thing going on cuz yeah, apparently stuff like that is out there and I'm a little more careful these days.
That's so wild. Like you never told me that story before. That like I did not see that coming at all. That's so
No.
like who he was the actor in it too. Like the two of you were
Yep,
acting
yep.
in this
He
film.
played, so it was like supposed to. I was a mugging person. There was like the three actors he brought were these three other guys, and
But
they
they
were
weren't
mugging
there.
me.
Oh, they were
Yeah,
there.
they were there, and they were
Oh,
like the
okay.
people mugging me, and he was the ninja who came and saved me by the end of it. He made himself the ninja. Yeah.
That's wow.
Yeah, it was just a lot. So I going to college was a big step for me because I was like, all right, I don't understand terminology. I obviously don't really have a grip on what's going on. Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
Wow.
I like I that's just so like I admittedly have not been on I've been on two film sets in my life. So I can't like relate to that at all. Uh, but like I can't like I'm just trying to like envision like I just have
It was
so
a
many
parking
questions for that
garage in
person.
Ann
Yeah.
Arbor. Like, yeah. And again, I drove like an hour and a half to go be there. It was a mess on my end, but
Yeah, I mean you live you learn. I mean that I feel like sometimes that's that sort of thing like having an experience that is so shitty and crazy and just like everything's just so unbelievably bad can be some of the best experiences to have because even though it's like so horrible in the moment it's like oh I'm not going to do that or anything even remotely close to that
yeah.
again, whereas if it was like only like a like kind of bad experience you could have been in a situation where like you just like kept on like getting burnt little by little before like it like took time to like fully realize like oh this isn't how things go, because like
Mhm.
it wouldn't have been like if you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like it wouldn't have had the impact that experience had.
Definitely. I know from that, like, one time pushed into a wall, I'm like, all right, what are we doing here? Because that's not me.
Yeah, that
No,
almost
definitely,
like
like,
doesn't
saying
sound
no.
safe.
Like, yeah, I think as a woman, too, like, trying to go into this industry, like, I think I get what you're saying, because, like, from that one time, I'm like, okay, I could have said no. There was, like, every opportunity to just walk away and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go home. you know,
Yeah, yeah, but I that's yeah. That's just
live and you
bad.
learn. Live and you
Yeah.
learn. Yeah.
Wow, okay. That's definitely something.
That's a note about like shifty ads too. There's like a bunch of ads for, needing a certain person for this and there's not a whole bunch of scams out there, but you know what I mean? Like looking for auditions on Craigslist, say like Facebook might have not been the safest place and I've learned that. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't think Facebook is necessarily like an automatic no or thumbs down. Like I think there are like some decent things posted in there. Usually they're
Mhm.
more so like last second things.
Yeah.
Like they need
So
someone to fill in last second. So I
I
wouldn't
know there's
swear
like
off
acting
Facebook.
groups and
Yeah,
stuff like that too that are pretty good. So
but I do agree with the overall sentiment. It's like I would not swear off Facebook completely, but I think that like as a whole, like yeah, like backstage and actors access are going to be superior both for the producers and the acting talent.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah, no, I think that's a note too. Like, feel like backstage and actors access is for people who are like know they're going into that. I feel like Facebook, because for me, I was like, I wasn't even sure. Like, I was so insecure about stuff like that. I'm like, well, I don't want to go on backstage. I don't even have a degree or anything. Like,
Uh-huh.
Facebook seemed like you can find extra ads on there and yeah, stuff of that
Mhm.
nature.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Um so yeah, this is something I'm curious about 'cause I guess we never had like a in-depth conversation about this, or at least after the fact. What was it like doing both assistant directing and acting in the same film, and for a few of the days, like doing both of the duties?
It was fun because I do like to stay busy, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
few pauses, when we need to set up a new set, like put cameras up and this and that. So I like being like, oh yeah, where's my papers and also my outfit? Let me change. And I don't know, I felt like I was semi on top of it for the most part. So I like
Oh yeah,
staying
no, you're
busy.
super on top of it for sure. No, you did a phenomenal job with both, and it was really amazing to see. I just,
Awesome.
yeah, like how I guess like how did you do it? Like how did you go? Like what plan did you go in with? Like to like make sure that you
Well,
could
for
manage
Courtney,
both.
so I basically had my lines because she didn't have the most lines, so it wasn't the hardest thing ever, but definitely making sure because I went home the weekend and I was like, okay, memorize, 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 feeding all that to my brain. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I got there, I just kept it on me. And basically, in between, whenever we had, a moment of setting something else up, I'd go over and I'd be like, okay, okay, go through my pages and just make sure I had everything memorized. And yeah, other than changing into costume, as soon as I knew we were doing something with Courtney, like usually I
Mm-hmm.
could sit there in my Courtney outfit and still just
Yeah.
take notes. So yeah, yeah, it was fun. It wasn't too much, I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I that because I've noticed like I acted in the two films, very small roles, but like I know that like on the days where like I had to like direct and act, like it was a lot. So like and like Courtney was like a much bigger role than like it had like 10 times as many lines as like the role I played. It's like
Yeah.
that's a lot.
I think I can compartmentalize pretty well too, because I had a lot of fun playing Courtney. She was drunk for a minute, so that was just spontaneous, basically whatever we were feeling like. I was
Mm.
like, yeah, so that was fun. But then I'd be like, okay, we're done. Courtney is off, and get back to my note
Uh huh.
taking.
Yeah.
Because it definitely is different headspaces that I like had to get into. We'd rehearse a few times, and I felt like I could get into it, and felt like we were there. We'd start recording, but yeah, so I feel like I am pretty good at compartmentalization. I triple task a lot at work, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's awesome to hear. This so was this mugging experience like was that your first acting role you did?
Yes.
And how
With
long ago was
lines,
this?
yes.
Yeah, with lines. Yeah.
Yes.
What was this? How many years ago was this?
Oh, the mugging one. Oh, um, that. Geez, I want to tell you it. So it was a little bit after Rosetta Stoned. So that was
Oh, it was
summertime,
okay.
and it was cold. It was probably September that year, which was what, 2 years ago?
Well, we did Rosetta Stone in 2023, so
Oh, a
just a
year
little.
ago.
Oh, so it was just so you, was Rosetta Stone your first? Was that the first acting you did?
Yeah, I think I showed up there to extra, and I
Yeah.
kind of just came at the time that it said, and I guess I didn't realize I was definitely there earlier than I should have, and I kind of was just hanging around for a long time. So yeah, I was extraing for that. I think that was my first time extraing, and I watched a whole bunch of videos on like how I was supposed to behave, and I was like, do I talk to the actors, all this sort of
Yeah.
stuff. But
No, you
so
were
yeah,
actually.
that might have been my first. The only other things I've really done, I did a few short films. Him, I did one with him, The Beast and the Bride, but
Mhm.
honestly, I
Yeah,
was I
that
was a
that was
little
like.
disappointed because I was thinking I could like build up from that, and I got like roles, but it was just mostly extra roles. Like The Beast and the Bride, I was the other girl there. I think I had one line, and
Mhm.
so Courtney has been my biggest role so far. So I'm excited about that.
Oh,
Definitely.
awesome! Yeah, you should get
Yeah.
some stuff for your reel for sure from that. So that'll be good.
No, I'm
Um,
so grateful for the
yeah.
experience. It was, yeah, Courtney was fun. I thought so.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm so grateful to have had you on the casting crew. You actually were on time for Rosetta Stone. Remember, we ran into the issue that we couldn't get into the building because the
Yup, because someone had to do
Yes, you
something
were.
to get in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have to wait like 10 years to like say what actually happened. But yeah, no,
Right.
you actually were on time for that.
Okay, cool,
But
cool.
yeah,
Good to
but
hear.
yeah. But yeah, no, there was that whole wild experience. Yeah, so I'm just wondering, like, have you noticed growth in terms of how you are as a performer? And if
Yeah.
so, like what are some areas that you've noticed growth in? And like how did you know that like you've grown in that way?
Yeah, when I first thought I was interested in acting, I just bought a bunch of books. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to go to college, so I just read a whole bunch. And from starting off, I was just so nervous. Like, what was it? There's that one scene where I kind of have that one speaking part where I think I go, "What?" You guys asked kind of like out of the blue. You're like, "Do you want to do this?" And I really, really wanted to, but like me to me was like, "You're gonna cry. You're gonna break down." Like I was really nervous about it. People are always like, "Oh, it's really hard to tell," but I truly am. So my nervousness and just I think that like performer part, because I know from just I watch so many videos of like established actors talk about their getting their days, and basically I think just going to the headspace of like this is a job. If you think about it like that, it kind of can take some of the like anxiety away, because it's like you have to do this. Like
Yeah.
you're here because you want to do this and you have to do this, and somehow I guess that took the pressure off. But I just my stage fright, I guess, and just like
Uh
overall confidence of being in front of the camera and thinking I was going to look at the camera every single time, but that's gotten better over time.
yeah. So kind of more so just an experience thing. Like with
Yeah, and
experience you've noticed
definitely,
like things have just gotten easier from the confidence and nervousness front.
yeah, from the nervous aspect. I mean, yeah, like I was just telling you, that was basically my first, and it was the most professional set, so I was just trying so hard to just not mess anything up.
Well, well, thank you. I really do
Yeah,
appreciate
I
that.
truly try.
No, thank you for the compliment on the set for sure. And yeah, no, I seriously like looking back on that moment, like the day we shot that, like I did not sense any nervousness at all.
Awesome.
So yeah,
And yeah,
no,
acting
it definitely
classes
didn't show.
definitely. I can't just say it was all like yeah, because there's a bit of the learning into it too, and
Yeah, when
yeah,
did you start
before
taking acting classes?
yeah, in Rosetta Stone, I told you that like basically inspired me to go to college. I was like, wow, that was really fun. Like all the people that were there were really into it, and I've never had people like that in my bubble who were like into film. And I was like, wow, like seeing that there's the opportunity of that, I was like, I really want to do that. That's what made me go to college, and then the acting classes, and I was like, oh, okay, I felt like I was pretty good at this. I was like, I can do this. Yeah, it's
Well,
college
that
gives
that
everybody
that that
that confidence, I think. Yeah.
you know that's so awesome to hear. And I remember you told me that back in I think August of this year, and like that really that was very touching to hear. That really yeah, it really meant a lot to me. That like that and it aside from that, like it just makes me so happy to hear other people chasing their passions, especially in the creative space. I think that's really what we need in the industry is more people who are more passionate about their work, whether it's writers, actors, directors,
Yeah.
cinematographers. Like, uh, need to be like yeah, like more personal and more passion and less like profitized and like
Oh yeah.
robotic. Yeah. So you started taking acting classes, was that a year ago? Or was it
Yeah.
like last fall?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And and you're still in acting classes?
Yep. We're going into improv and dance, so it's a whole lot of
Oh,
fun.
awesome. That'll be a lot of fun. Improv, I have a soft spot for improv.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Are you excited?
Oh yeah. It's like improv's basically my only like acting based class this semester because I'm taking dance and technical theater, which is like behind the scenes. So I'm having a lot of fun, being able to use that a little bit more.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. So
Mhm.
you're taking improv right now.
Yes, I am.
And that started like a month ago or so.
Yeah, a few weeks actually. Just starting.
Yeah, how is it?
It's good, actually. So at LCC, I auditioned for my first play,
Hmm.
and I got a character. That made
Oh,
me so happy.
congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's like there's a lot more theater at LCC than film, which I am a little bit more interested in film. But I know
Mm,
that like the different aspects, theater, you have you don't get take two, three, four, as everybody always talks about. The
mm.
like skill to just get it right first try, and so I think that's something I'd be interested in, especially during college. I know how good that looks on resumes.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I feel like, I mean, you can't go wrong. Like, I feel like anything, like, it's just going to make you grow as an actor. And I feel like the more like different experiences you get, even if it's not the exact medium or genre or whatever, like, there's only positives are going to come from it. Like, I feel like it's only going to like, the more you do, I feel like with like anything, like, the stronger understanding you're going to get. And like, I feel like it like unleashes like a level of knowledge behind like the whys and the theories behind like why you do what you do in a scene, like, regardless of like the medium or the genre or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and I think we could even argue like playing characters you don't relate to that much definitely could help you grow. I mean, it's a great thing in college just to fail and learn from that. Like the
Yeah.
play right now, it's like it's called Cosplay. It's not a very popular one, but it's like basically based in like a video game.
Uh-huh.
And I do not play video games, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's something for me. And I think a lot of actors like to watch to learn, how different people behave. I've never been a video game fanatic or anything, but I have
Mm.
brothers that do, and so I can kind of try and put myself in that headspace. And yeah, I think that's definitely how you can learn and grow as an actor.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, that sounds like an amazing experience. What like, what's the character you play? Like, who is it? What
Mary.
what and like a character breakdown.
Yeah, so basically, like I said, it's like based in a video game. So the first few pages of script, it's like they're in a video game, and then you realize, oh, we're in a video game. And then Leslie and Michael are their real characters. So Mary
Hmm.
and Jim are their avatars. So they're like, so basically, Jim and Leslie will be on one side of the stage, and then Jim and Mary are in the inside. And it's like showing them at their monitors, and then their characters, like in the video game.
Hmm.
So I am Mary, video game avatar of Leslie.
That actually does sound pretty fun. Like, I'm not a video gamer either, but that's it's like it's an interesting concept for sure. I don't know if you've
I
ever
thought,
seen the movie Free Guy.
yes, yep.
You have. It sounds like there are some parallels.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Wow. Good save that you saw that movie. When I started to say, I was like, "Oh, this might not go anywhere if she hasn't."
we,
Because that's like,
we
I
love
feel like
Ryan
that's, yeah,
Reynolds.
yeah. I love Ryan Reynolds. That was a fun movie.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I feel like this kind of goes down the path of like what we were talking about, like with the scene in the garage and getting mugged and everything. But are there any other like big lessons you've learned so far through acting, filmmaking, the likes?
Um, Definitely to be like close and obviously professional with everybody. Like I think, especially when you're acting in something, I think it's good to build a relationship with all of the cast. First of all, to
Mm-hmm.
make you feel more comfortable, and yeah, I think things just go like things go run a lot smoother when everybody's just having a good time and when everybody's like happy and knows what they're doing. I think so. Yeah, I think mostly just learning just everybody's names. And like Rosetta Stone, I was a little more scared and shy to like talk to everybody, but Hometown Summer, everybody was so great. We've talked about that. Like that was such a great
Yeah.
like cast and crew combination. And yeah, I really just enjoyed talking to everyone. I don't know. Yeah, I loved like what was it? Actually, Rosetta Stone, I got to learn a bit from Dustin and Cam. They got to show me like how sound and camera stuff works. Stuff I'd probably learn in college, but like, I got a free little preview.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really cool as well. Yeah. Learning different positions. It's a collaborative art, so I think at least like having an understanding of what everybody's doing definitely help a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, the on-set dynamic was definitely a lot better for Hometown Summer than it was on Rosetta Stone. I mean, that's just the facts. Um, but yeah, I mean that like I also like for me seeing as well, like that is just so important. Like everything just runs so much better,
Mm-hmm.
and like everyone's just so much happier. Like the
I swear it was helping with timing and yeah,
yeah,
everything. Everybody's getting their jobs done.
yeah, definitely. And yeah, I mean like I learned so much on this set as well. Like I'm not someone who knows a ton about technical filmmaking, and like just from like being around Rishi and Christian and Jackson as well, like I learned so much about camera setups and lighting and like why like the scenes weren't ready to be shot yet and whatnot. And like that I mean it's just like really cool to learn. It's like funny because I talked to someone else on set and they were like talking about how like yeah, like they learned so much as well about those kinds of things. They're saying that like you don't necessarily learn those things in film school, and like
Mm-hmm.
why it's like so like important to get onto film sets because like there's just like so much you learn from getting hand-on experience. And
Yeah, from
yeah.
the assistant director like point of view. For some reason I wasn't even thinking about that. We've been talking about acting so much, but yeah, everything. Every day I was failing at something and learning something, and it made me feel really great printing out those papers and having like a job being necessary. But yeah, oh my gosh, the run sheets. I think the first day I was like, or sorry, the schedule, and I was like, oh, is this? And you're like, oh, wrong day. It's like, nope, you're right. And I'd go back. I don't know. I thought I was getting better at it, but even oh goodness, even like a bunch of the PA jobs though, like learning how to take like I'm blanking right now. Take
Oh, the slate.
yeah, like I
Yeah.
didn't know what anything really meant on that, and I
Mm-hmm.
was learning a lot while going, which I was really hoping was okay, but I was like, all right, if every time I fail, you know, it won't happen again. I'm learning from it. So there was a lot of that. The consent forms, like that's something I don't know, maybe I would learn about in school, but probably
Probably
not. Like
not.
having yeah, but being in charge of that again, just I love responsibility. It makes me feel important. So
Oh,
I was
no,
loving
I mean,
that.
no, you no, you did a great job. No, no, please don't feel like any like anxiousness or worry about like screwing up or not knowing what something was, or like I never really noticed anything on that front. Like, no, I mean, you did an amazing job, and I would
Mhm.
have never asked you to fill the position if I didn't know that you could do it. So, like, yeah, no, I
That's
very
awesome. I
yeah
appreciate that.
yeah no I'm sorry that you felt any of those feelings on
Oh,
set.
I do it to myself. I think it
All
helps me
right.
stay on top of things, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I mean, like, just with the nature of this film, I mean, what there were, what, like 7 crew members, which is like that'll like make someone's brain explode that works in the studio system. So like, yeah, like inevitably, like you were doing more. I'm sure you know this, but like you were doing more than like just assistant directing roles.
Cool. Hey.
I mean, like, yeah, usually there are multiple assistant directors, and you were also like doing like. I mean, we every single person on that set, every single crew member probably was doing the jobs of about 5 to 10 crew members,
Hmm.
which yeah. Um, but I mean, it's weird because it's like yeah, like we were all like working really hard and like we all had like a ton of responsibilities and everything, but at the same time, like I feel like the positive in that sort of thing is that like everyone on that set, like every crew member, every cast member, like everyone knew like got to know each other well, and like we were all like familiar with each other, and like yeah, like everyone like had like a solid relationship overall. And like on these like huge sets where you have like 1 to 200 crew members present, and like crew members aren't interacting with the cast and all that sort of
Hmm.
thing, like I feel like that really like takes away from the community aspect of filmmaking, which I think is just
Yeah.
like I think that that's like one of like the most like beautiful things about like these like small indie sets is like really like the community, like family aspect that's built throughout the production.
Yeah, get to build relationships with the people you're working with. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Um,
And something else I learned that I was thinking about, like when you were having me take notes, first of all, somehow I've never had to use Excel before in my life, so that was that
really?
was a learning, yeah. But no, I think it worked well and I got to learn, how to put your notes and like what notes were important basically. That's kind of
Yeah.
what I was like getting from when you were having me write them down. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I can see why this, this most of it for the editor, but
Hmm.
yeah, got to learn like what's important and what we write down and yeah, that was that was something.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, now you can add Excel to your resume now too.
Right.
Yeah.
Self skills.
Yeah. Um, and then, like, were there any like big surprises about being on set? Like, probably this is probably more so a question for like your first experience, like on Rosetta Stone, because I know like you got like a lot more experience in between. But like as a whole, like I guess like speaking to like people who haven't been on a film set yet before, maybe some people who will never be on one, or also to people who like are interested in getting into the space and like will be on one at some point, but just haven't gotten to one yet. Like any like overall surprises?
Well, learning how like you like show like extras how to do their jobs basically, like where to sit and like the way that they were there for the whole time. And I think a lot of people don't know that they like have to mouth their words,
Oh
I
yeah,
wasn't even sure about that. I was like, okay, he said talk but don't talk, like yeah. So that's interesting for people who like don't know about that. But strawberry watermelon, I learned
yeah.
that.
I think marshmallow is another word.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I can see
yeah.
that. But definitely that. I wasn't sure who all was gonna be in the room actually when we were filming. I'm not sure. Maybe people do this differently, but obviously there's got to be camera, this, that. But like sometimes there can be PAs in the room, and sometimes there's not. And working with like intimate scenes actually in hometown summer, that was my first time for that. So like learning how to treat that and like handle it delicately, and also people are not in the room and learning what a close set means. That was
Hmm.
a new term for me. So yeah,
Yeah.
also
So yeah.
actually a close set that could be a surprise. Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah,
really.
yeah. I mean, yeah. So like close sets, it's like people who don't know that's like when there are like intimate scenes in a film. Yeah, it's like the way intimate scenes are treated in films. Like it's like an open set would mean like anyone in the crew, cast, whatever, or like maybe even like visitors to set can like be present in the scene, like when the scene is being shot. And then like on a close set, like yeah, like an intimate scene. Um, the way those are shot is like the only cast members that are in the scene are allowed on set for that scene, and then only like the absolutely necessary crew members, so like director, camera operators, and sound are like the only people that are on set for that. That's what Savanna means by close set.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Were you saying something else though before I jumped in?
No, I don't think so. But yeah, that was fun. Oh, also just the improv. Honestly, something that surprised me was the comedic talent of the cast. Like, I don't know, definitely like in the greatest way. Like when they were doing improv, and everybody in the cast brought like a different comedic value to the table. Like everybody had their own like style to it. Bendy Arms is an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Like that just surprised me. I was like, wow, like not like funny thoughts like that do not come to my brain like that. I swear. I think it's something you get better at, but I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like that's impressive. That really
Well,
was.
soon they will. I mean, you're taking improv class now. You know,
Right.
come
Give me a few
December,
months.
yeah, you're gonna be getting funny thoughts like that 24/7.
Right. They're just gonna
Yeah.
come to me. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that shocked me because I was like, wow, like, time after time, there's multiple takes and he's got something new, interesting, and funny to say. So yeah, that was cool to see in 4K, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just watching some tape today that my editor Brennan was like, cutting together, and I was looking at the opening scene with the first scene that the grandpa Jim is in, and he was good. Like
Hmm.
I mean, he was good with everything, but like also like he had like some funny improv lines and like yeah, no, that was really cool to
We
see.
kind of thought he was asleep, but he was on it. He was ready.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's
Improv line in hand. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, that was great.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm and yeah, 4K. Yeah, no, I was crew did such a great job. Like I'm just like watching like when I'm watching the tapes like this looks like a movie. Like that's like such a great feeling. Like I'm so excited to get everyone together again and watch it like we did with Rosetta Stone in 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be a
Good time.
satisfying moment.
Good time. Good time. Um, yeah, so just wrapping some things up, just some questions I ask all of my guests. I'm putting you on the spot, but if there is one writer and or director that you could work with before your time is out, who would it be?
um, this is probably a popular answer at this point, but Greta Gerwig,
Okay.
definitely. Lady Bird is one of my favorite movies. Honestly, Sophia Coppola as well, like Virgin Suicides, that type of movie. Like honestly, Lady Bird is one of my favorite movies ever, and like one of my goals is to play like a complex, strong female character, and that's totally like what I think Lady Bird was. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like if there was any role, I could just go back in time and do that. Oh my gosh, yes! And obviously all the rest of her movies, I loved Barbie. Little Women, oh my gosh, every version of that I've loved, but she's just yeah. Like I feel like I can feel her heart in her movies, which I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people will say, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you're the first one to say that. We've had
Cool.
so don't
Awesome.
worry. Not you.
Original.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, every single question I have asked, I've gotten a different answer to all of them. So we'll see if that streak continues. But before I
Okay.
jump to the next one, Sophia Catella, did she? This is going to sound so stupid because I don't have my Google in front of me. But did she? Did she make the
I'm
new
hoping I don't
Substance
have to.
movie?
Which one?
Substance, the one that just came out.
I don't know. I know she directed Priscilla that came out recently.
Okay, I have not seen that. I might
Me
not know who
neither.
this is. What else did she
She
make?
might have.
I'm actually about to pull Google out right now. Who
Yeah, yeah, make
um
me too.
what did she do? Let's see if I wait, Sophia Catella. Is this her actual name? I just googled Sophia Catella and I don't see anything.
P. Copella.
Oh, Copella. Let's see. Oh. Is she related to Francis Ford?
That would be cool. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's her. Okay. Yeah. I know who this is now. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Wait, spring the tea on me. Who's Francis Ford?
He made the Godfather movies.
Oh. Are they
Um,
related? They are?
yeah, that's his daughter.
Oh! I should have known that. Such a super
Yeah.
fan, but wow. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, okay,
Runs in
yeah.
the family. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. You
Yeah.
might I think you would like The Substance. I just
Okay.
watched it last night. It is a female body horror movie.
Okay.
Um
Wait, is that the with Demi Moore? That's not that
yes.
one.
Yes, it is.
Ah! Ah, okay. No, okay, I've seen stuff of that and I do want to watch it. The concept seems interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Mm,
it was entertaining. It was very entertaining. I'm sure like if you like horror movies,
I do.
uh
I do. We loved Pearl. I haven't seen Maxine yet. I will.
I I actually, you know what? I'm not going to say my opinion. I was starting to say
Right.
I actually might honestly want to cut that out. I feel really bad cuz I don't want to like say like not nice things about
You can
movies.
tell him. Don't worry.
Yeah, I might need to cut that out. But I loved X and I loved Pearl. I
Hmm.
mean, I've kind of like just given. I didn't really enjoy Maxine.
I haven't even seen it yet, so I'll give you my take after I see it.
But with that being said, I hope I didn't hurt anyone's feelings, but that is definitely a minority opinion. So I am weird. Audience, don't listen to me. It's probably a good
It's a
movie.
hot take. It's all right.
Yeah, it's a hot take. Yeah, but Pearl was really good. And did you see X?
I didn't. No, I just saw Pearl recently,
You know
actually.
what
'Cause I
X
heard
is, right?
no.
Oh, it's the first. It's a trilogy. It's X, Pearl, and Maxine. Is the three movies in the trilogy. X is the first one.
I watched it out of order. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I
Noted.
let me think. I think Pearl was the second movie made, but I think Pearl is the first one chronologically.
Okay. It's one of them. Hmm.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, good, excellent two movies. Third one wasn't my cup of tea, but it wasn't like I don't know. It just wasn't for me.
Third
Uh,
movies do that sometimes.
yeah. Um, and then moving on to if there is one performer you could work with, who would it be?
Emma Stone.
Okay. So that is the first answer to get repeated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
great.
Christian the Gaffer, first episode picked Emma Stone.
I feel like we talked about Poor Things. I was just gonna talk about that. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Everything she's been in. Cruella too. That's another movie I
I
just love. Like
really
I wish
liked
I.
Cruella. I
Yeah.
really did. That one surprised me, but
Mhm.
I did enjoy it. Um, I mean, my favorite with her is, of course, going to be Super Bad, but
Right.
yeah,
No, she was great in that too. Was that?
yeah,
Yeah, that's probably one of her first like big time movies. Maybe
I'm sure it was.
was
I mean,
it?
because she's got to be. You know what? I'm not going to keep on pulling Google out. I'm going to be professional, but that she's not that old, and like she's got to. There's no way she's 40 years old, and like
Right.
Super Bad
I
was
guess
what, like 16 years or
34.
something. Yeah. I want to say Superbad was '08. I could be off. It was somewhere in the '07 to 2010. And it's like if
Mhm.
she's 34, is that what you said? If
That was my guess. That's my
if that,
guess.
yeah, so if that's right, then like she would have been like 18 in that. Like there's I don't think she was like a big child star. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it was either the first or one of the first big movies
Yeah.
she was in.
Which
Um,
is really cool because she was so great in that too. Like, wow.
Yeah, she was. And also McLovin, that was his
Mhm.
first role. I know that for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did that instead of going to college.
I was wondering. Okay, because he looks so young and kick ass too, but I guess he kind of
Yeah.
does in all of his movies.
Yeah, he was 17, 18 when Superbad was shot. And yeah,
That's
pretty
crazy. So he
right.
was a child. Okay, that
He
makes
was,
sense.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
looks
no.
so young.
Yeah, no, because he actually was, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then this one, here we go. This one's really gonna put you on the spot.
Oh no.
Top 5 comedy movies of all time.
Oh wow.
This
Okay.
is going to be
Okay.
wild if you don't repeat any of the first 5 guests' answers, then we'll have 30 unique answers to this, which would be wild. So we'll
All
see what
right, let's
happens.
go. Uh, I'm a drama person. Like I'm emotional movies, so let me see here. But I know, okay, Juno's number one. I love Juno, and that's
Okay.
definitely a comedy.
Yeah, I was just
Juno,
thinking about that movie the other day. Yeah.
Megamind, probably number two.
That's like that's animated movie, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry if those don't count.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'll
Shrek.
tell you if I have disqualified an answer before. I'll accept Megamind.
Okay, okay. Let's see. I just watched This Is 40 because of you, so I'm gonna have to put that on there.
So you liked it?
I did. I did. Leslie
Okay.
Mann, Paul Rudd. I'm in love with Paul Rudd. Everybody is,
Yeah,
but yeah.
me too. Even as a
Yeah.
straight person, I can't deny it. Yeah, no, the two of them together. That I'm so happy you saw that, and I'm so happy that I convinced you to see it. I love that movie so much.
There was no small characters either. I like that, like, oh, why I can't think of her name. Their daughter, Maud.
Maud,
Like the way
Maud
that
and
that
Iris,
was
they're
her, like,
both in it. Yeah,
Yeah, the way that that
Yeah.
was her real mom was kind of interesting. Like
Yeah.
watching it, I'm like, oh, that's funny. She's definitely done that in real life. But
Yeah. There's so many great. Oh, I love that movie. It's
Megan
probably in my top.
Fox, what's
Yeah,
the
Megan Fox was
Jason
so.
something? Because
Siegel.
Siegel, yup, that was
Yeah, he
just
was.
great. Yeah.
Billy Joel Armstrong has a cameo. He's the lead singer of Green Day.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, he was in
yeah.
that briefly. The that one scene, without getting into like super specific spoilers, I feel like the scene was so random too. Like I think they just put it in there because it was funny. Like it didn't really do a ton to the plot, but when they go on that like getaway to the hotel and eat the pot brownies,
Yup, yup, that was very necessary.
that was that's like the first thing that comes to mind when I think of that movie. That scene, I was laughing so hard.
Yes.
He has
Oh
like
my
he
gosh.
puts like the like what he does with like the banana and the orange. Anyways,
Anyway,
yeah,
anyway. Oh, okay.
that's such a great movie.
I'm trying to think. Definitely. Oh, Grand Budapest Hotel.
Okay,
Yeah,
Wes
because I love
Anderson.
Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. And last, because I think it actually, yeah, Shrek 3. That's just, it's a funny
Okay.
movie. It's,
Yeah.
it's up there.
I don't even remember that movie. I honestly don't
Oh,
remember two either. I remember one for sure.
3 is when Fiona gets pregnant and he's like trying to find Arthur. Oh my goodness. But he has a bunch of dreams about like millions of babies. He's just like fearing for his life because of fatherhood, but
Uh
also
huh.
like the Disney princesses kind of like save the day in a very like I don't know. The way that there's like a transgender as the stepsister though, and they're all just kicking ass together, like that ignited something feminist in me when I was young.
Yeah. I
Watch
almost.
that movie again if you haven't seen it recently. I promise you won't
Yeah,
regret
I was gonna
it.
say. I was gonna say. I don't even like now that like you like bring all this up. Like I'm pretty sure I did see it, but like I still like don't remember it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just love Shrek. Been
No,
watching
no,
a
no,
lot.
you're good. Yeah, no, no. I feel that. Well, wow. Okay, that's six guests, 30 different movies. None of them have been repeated yet. Right on.
Hey,
Yeah.
but
Hell yeah. But yeah, no, it was great checking in and speaking again.
yeah, it's great hearing from you again.
Yeah, you too. And yeah, we will be in contact soon. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, anytime.